to be Prion Terraces, and the second semi-final is just moments away. Here we go in the North Spawn here in the top left. This is Hydra.
And down in the bottom right, in the blue, his opponent, it is Liquid Snoot.
See very similar openings from both players, respecting each other, no huge risks. And this map, obviously, we saw it just at the end of the first semi-final. Holt tearing apart Nurchi on this map, the gold map. It is a little bit weird. We do see a lot more units in the early game, but this is a mirror matchup. So other than that, there is not really much map balance to talk about.
Yeah, I really love the games that we do find on this map. Just so much aggression, very, very fast. But you also get those economy plays with the double gold bases. We've seen a lot of great ZvZs on this map, and I think this is really going to be a big start for this series. I think whoever can take this first map is going to be so ahead in terms of the mindset. Imagine getting on that big stage, losing a close game on a map like this. That would be terrifying.
Indeed, and it's already terrifying just walking out there. I mean, you got to feel a little bit of butterflies in your stomach when you come out to the caster's desk with so much energy in this arena, so many StarCraft fans out there in Katowice. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable to be casting in an event like this, in a place like this. These players can definitely feel the energy in the air the second they were walking to the arena even.
That's right, we see an extra gas going down here for Snoot. It's getting his Zergling speed. Hydra, not just yet though.
Yeah, not yet, and this is going to be a lot of gas coming here for Snoot. It looks like he may want to go for some kind of aggressive opening here.
It certainly looks like it with speed. Also, the Roach Warrant on the way. This looks like it could possibly be one of those pushes where you make a lot of Roaches, Ravages, and then with when you're halfway through the map, you reinforce with a whole bunch of Lings. Of course, that's very dependent on what Hydra goes for here.
Yeah, we really do need to see what the response is of Hydra. He needs to get that scouting information himself. For now, he's just droning up. He's trying to push away the Overlords here.
He's Overlord hunting, and hunting has gotten good. He's going to take out that one Overlord of Snoot, which is going to be very annoying as that is a supply block.
Yeah, he's going to get supply blocked, and only now is he making this Overlord here. I think he might have been out of larva there, but he is going to go for this third base at the same time. We don't yet know if he's going to saturate that. I don't think so with the amount of gas that he has mined just yet. Maybe just have that for the extra larva coming out here, the extra units to push across that map, and if the push doesn't work, he's got an extra base to fall back on.
And Hydra taking a different path here. He's going for the tech option instead of the economy option, which could work out for him. It does generally mean that he's going to have more power as the game goes on. His units are going to be a lot stronger, upgrades are going to be better, and he is just now taking a slightly later third than the Norwegian Zerg.
Yeah, he did have that Overlord in a fantastic position to see the timing of Snoot's third base.
Snoot's actually not making any drones, and he hasn't for a while here. He's just been making Roaches. We definitely thought it might be happening, and that's certainly looking like it might be the case here. Hydra's Overseer, the layer is done, which means it will finish. When it pops, it's going to have full health all over again.
This kind of play, it really reminds me of the way the Polish Zergs were playing. We saw this out of Nurchi. I think we saw it out of a laser as well, just making as many Roaches as possible. And now he is pushing across the map. He's going to make a bunch of Zerglings to follow this up too. Exactly,
with Roach, with Ravages as well, and why not? That Corrosive Vials, an incredible contributing factor to the new ZvZ that is in Legacy of the Void. And Hydra gearing up to defend this push of Snoot.
He's desperately trying to make as many Roaches as possible. He needs to get into a nice concave here. Snoot, he's beginning to push the issue. He wants to start poking here with these Ravagers. He's going to snipe actually an Overlord right now. That's going to supply block Hydra too.
It is actually going to supply block Hydra, and that's great, but unfortunately for Hydra, he does have 7 more Roaches on the way, +1 on the way as well. When +1 finishes and Brutal Reconstitution finishes, this could actually be very punishing for Snoot. That said though, Snoot is pressing the issue and breaking off some Lings to attack the third hatchery as well.
Oh, he doesn't even need to kill Hydra here. He's trying to just get a big advantage. He's got Hydra on the ramp. He cannot possibly defend that third base right now.
And Snoot droning up back at home during this attack. This isn't an all-in, it is just a very, very high pressure attack here. 5 more Roaches on the way, and he does get that third hatchery.
He gets that, and he's just gonna back off. This is so smart out of Snoot. All he has to do now is defend, but Hydra is on the push. He's got that Roach speed. speed, and the +1 is about to finish.
Exactly, just like I said, Valdez, the speed finishing means he can take the chase here. He can concave faster. The concave's so important in ZvZ when it comes down to the Roach headbutt, and +1, obviously, the upgrade advantage going to be so critical here. Snoot's pulled back, and he's going to gear up for his own.
And look at how much time he's bought with those Ravagers, just zoning out the Roaches in the middle of the map with the corrosive biles. Now he's getting a bunch more Roaches of his own for the defense, and it looks like Hydra is not going to go for the attack just yet.
Oh, cute little play here. Dropping the Contaminate on the hatchery, stymieing the flow of the lava. That is the production of Snoot. And Snoot going up for the lair just now, but we can see Hydra already has +2 attack on the way, the most important upgrade in ZvZ with these Roach versus Roach kind of games. But a run by here from Snoot. He will attack the third. Fortunately for Hydra, a lot of Roaches in position.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to try to commit that. Hydra with a very fast response time. Snoot, as you were saying, definitely needs to catch up in terms of that tech. He's doing a fantastic job sniping these overlords.
Yeah,
nice try by Hydra to try to dodge that one.
It's a very, very tough unit to juke, but somehow Hydra did for a lot of crucibles there. Does get it in the end. Extra gas is going down for Snoot, so now he's going to power. But we can see the Hydra already has been on lair for so long. He's getting an incredibly important upgrade, and Snoot's going to be on the back foot. He's going to have to rely on unit numbers and superior economy.
Yeah, and he's trying to go for these snipes here. He tries to go for the run by, but a fantastic block by Hydra. Those Lings are not going to get up the ramp.
Denied. A run by like that could have been very, very horrible for Hydra there, but Snoot deflected. Hydra is too good at this game to let that happen.
Snoot is just totally foregoing any upgrades here. Finally, we do have the Roach speed on the way, but he is not getting any attack upgrades, any armor upgrades, and as you were saying, +2 about to finish here, +1 armor on the way even for Hydra at this point.
He's going to have some very, very powerful ground units here. So Snoot, like I said, has to rely on army supply here. He needs to have just overwhelming numbers and crushing before the upgrades become too much of a contributing factor.
Yeah, he's going to try to add in a bunch of Ravagers as well into the back of the army. We do see Hydra doing just the same here. And just a bunch more of these Overlords on the way. Still no upgrades at all. No Evo chambers for Snoot.
That's right, Ravagers on the way now for Snoot. And with the position of the Overlords, with the position of the Roaches under those Overlords in the natural, I kind of felt like maybe he wanted to go for Roach drop or something crazy. We saw a laser whip that out a little bit yesterday. But at this point, doesn't look to be the case, just making more Ravagers. Hydra sees that Snoot has a significant army here. But that said, though, Hydra really not far behind at all. And that means when these two armies clash, obviously with the upgrades, it's going to be devastating for Hydra. In fact, as we saw that unit count there, Hydra is in front in drones as well. He's in front in every single way.
He's in front in every single way, and Snoot just does not want to get any upgrades. I hate to harp on this point, but maybe he forgot them? I'm really not sure.
I doubt he's forgotten. He's too good at that. This is definitely on purpose, but maybe he's been forced in this position by Hydra. Hydra has really shut the door on any opportunity for Snoot in this game so far. And I see that the Overseer is being touched away here, but again, Hydra just has complete vision and knowledge of what's happening here from Snoot, and he's left alone. But this said, Hydra now feeling like he wants to press the issue.
Hydra with the 2-1 here. Snoot with the 0-0. Snoot wants to take the attack. Couple of corrosive biles coming down, zoning out the units for now.
Snoot has a very slight army supply lead here, but the upgrades definitely means Hydra's army is more powerful. But concaves, positioning, so important in ZvZ. Snoot with a nice little concave here in the bottom. The third is semi-vulnerable. If Hydra wants to break off a group of Roaches, could do a bit of damage and split the army of Snoot up. And at the moment, concentrating his efforts on the natural choke.
Yeah, and I love this. He's going to try to come in here, trade once again, but he's not going to fully commit. He's getting a fourth base at the same time. He's just backing off, trying to land those corrosive biles while getting ahead back at home.
And he's forcing more units out of Snoot as well while he powers back at home. Nice corrosive bile connections there on Snoot's army. And Hydra just engaging a little bit, but just a real intense back and forth here.
Snoot, it seems like he wants to take the fight now. He is going to commit to this. He's got a fantastic concave, but now Hydra moving out here with a better concave.
He does. A lot of Hydra's units are getting hurt. A lot of them are actually not here at this attack. And the Ravagers, when they lose their Roach meat shield, are just getting decimated. The Hydra upgrades here, certainly showing that he's going to take a dominant position here.
He's going to push it through. GG, Hydra is going to take game number 1.
A very, very solid game. We expected nothing less from this guy. His face is on the banners outside of Sputnik Arena. He is a WCS champion of past. And Snoot loses game 1. hopefully that's not too much of a shake to his confidence and composure here.
Yeah, I don't think it will be here, Maynard. I mean, he looked very, very...
It has begun. Guys, let's make some noise in the bottom right here from Root Gaming. This is Hydra.
And in the top right, his opponent in the blue from Norway, it is Snoot.
The Team Liquid, Foreign Hope. Does he have what it takes? Just running up here. Both players very, very, very safe and getting actually a little bit of greed here, going for the hatchery first.
Yeah, starting it off as a gentleman's agreement, as we like to call it.
Yes.
Let's play the macro game. Nothing silly, nothing freaky early on here in this game. And Larilat Crest, a big map, as you were saying.
Yeah.
These guys are going to spawn at vertical spawns on the right side of the map.
They actually have a reasonably close, or actually it is a close rush distance when you spawn this way. Not a long wander at all to get to the other base. Pretty similar to Prion.
Yeah, and it looks like Snoot is going to get the advantage here in terms of scouting. He's definitely going to see that hatchery turn right around so that Hydra himself doesn't have any idea where he's coming from.
That's right, so both players, you see that he has spotted the spawning position of his opponent here, and Hydra now knows where Snoot is as well. Mirrored builds so far for both players.
Yeah, and Hydra immediately going to send those overlords on the way to Snoot's base, trying to get that scouting information. We saw Snoot in that last game trying to go for a bit of a timing attack, just as many roaches as possible, hide them from your opponent. It's been getting more and more popular in this, in this patch of Legacy of the Void. Didn't really work out for him in terms of the overall loss of the game, but do you think we could see something like that once again on this map?
Quite possibly. ZvZ is one of those matchups, though, where anything can happen. You certainly have stuff that's safe, stuff that's crazy. Shenaniganry, not going to be shown here at the moment. With obviously, when you go hatch first, it is quite, yeah, the gentleman's agreement. I'm not going to try and all-in you or harm you in the early game. Hydra going for the Baneling Nest here. We have to keep an eye, and so is Snoot, actually. You have to keep an eye on when the speed finishes, how many Zerglings they make. Are they going to be aggressive? Are they going to time this with an attack? Are they going to use them for defensive purposes?
It looks like Snoot here is going to be the first player trying to go for that third base. Is not going to opt for the base outside. And oh, wow, Hydra has not spotted this.
He did not spot it, which is a little bit of a shame, but it looks like Hydra's being very cheeky here.
Oh, look at this. He's going to hide it on the left side of the base.
And I know what this means. He wants to turn these into Banelings. He is in vision now, though, and Snoot has spotted them, sending some lings there. Oh, that's definitely a bit of a sigh of relief there for the Norwegian Zerg.
That could have been so dangerous. That could have been upwards of 5, 6, 7 drone kills, and in a mirror matchup like that would have been deadly.
Oh, absolutely. Drone kills. If you're down 5 drones or something, that's huge in ZvZ, especially at 3 minutes. Speed finished now. Snoot cleans up Hydra's lings. Banelings being morphed here by Snoot on the ramp. He's very, very wary of a ling flood here from Hydra.
Yeah, just trying to play it a bit safe here. These two players playing very mirrored builds here. Just the safe Baneling Nest, not trying to go overly aggressive here. Snoot got that third base slightly earlier, so I feel like he does have the slight advantage as of yet in terms of economy.
And Snoot is going for sort of the option that's better in the later game. A nice pick off there, getting that one Baneling with a Zergling, and he's in the main. Is he going to get a drone here? Any kind of damage with your Ling is nice. Doesn't quite get it, but traded with the Baneling nicely there, does Hydra. And Snoot gearing up for the later tech. He's up 4 drones, he's getting his gases, he's ready to power into the mid game.
Yeah, he's got this Roach Warren here a little bit faster than Hydra. He also has a slight advantage in the drones. He's just been getting small advantages here and there. And now he wants to get a scout of his own, but ooh, nice deny there by Hydra.
Yeah, he gets the 3 lings. He at least takes out a Baneling. The lings were quite damaged, but that means he doesn't get to see what's going on in Hydraville. Hydra, however, has seen pretty much exactly what's been going on in Snoot's base. Hasn't seen the Roach Warren just yet, but he's just about to. There it is.
Yeah, and look at this. 2 lings getting to the main base. No deny to the scouting here by Snoot. Hydra is going to see absolutely everything.
Yeah, he gets a good idea there. The Queen aware that there is a ling here and not going to let that turn into a sneaky, cheeky Baneling.
Yeah, I gotta take that out here. We do have the lair once again, about halfway done here for Hydra. Trying to go the tech route once again, whereas Snoot seems like he just wants to make more and more units, very reminiscent of game number 1.
That's right. So, I mean, it is possible to overwhelm the upgrade advantage with more units. It's certainly seen it happen before. It will happen again. But Hydra obviously played an incredible game one, evened out the economy, actually. And that's actually a nice pickoff, getting one bailing for two very hurt Lings there. Not bad at all. Hydra getting his roaches out. Snoot already hitting with a timing here. A lot of roaches. Hydra will have the defender's advantage. He's very close to his hatchery. He's very close to his lava. So it's going to be tougher for Snoot to reinforce this, but he is trickling roaches across the map.
He's getting those units across here. Even Lings with speed trying to join here. The Queen's trying to help defend here for Hydra.
The Ravagers are out. They're very, very good at repositioning. Roaches doing damage as well. Hydra pressing the issue though, moving up with the Queens. 4 Queens down here. 3 Queens, sorry. And a bunch of roaches deflect the Norwegian.
Yeah, not able to get any big type of damage done here, but he forced a lot of units out of Hydra, and he does have more drones back at home. In fact, 15 more drones for Snoot.
That's a very huge economy advantage here for Snoot. And with Lair not super far behind Hydra, that means that he's actually, look, his upgrades are married up here. He's going to have roach speed later, yes, but he has that huge drone lead.
Yeah, this is not going to look like game number 1 towards the end of this game. Snoot definitely going to be getting the upgrades this time around, and you definitely have to hand it to him. He's in quite a good position at this point in time. Hydra now trying to do a bit of scouting with this Overseer, see exactly how many drones Snoot has at all these bases.
Yeah,
so
look how saturated that third is. Hydra's going to see that with the Overseer. Hydra's been very good with his Overseer, actually. He's prided himself on being very aware of Snoot's position and what he's looking forward to. We see the Hydra pumping out 7 drones to catch up with Snoot here.
Yeah, you could see just how unsaturated the third base of Hydra was. And we do have a Hydra Den, in fact, coming down here for Snoot in the base, but this Overseer is coming around and is going to see the timing of that.
And this is when things get interesting for the ZvZ. Hydra's an incredible, they classify it as a glass cannon. They're light units, not very many hit points, very expensive, but do insane DPS when they're behind the roach lines.
And this is really interesting because when Hydra went up against Elazer, and Elazer tried to make a big Hydra composition with lurkers, Hydra went into mass bailing and rolled over the army of Elazer.
Literally.
Are we going to see him do the same thing once again? He does see the Hydra Den. And it seemed like it was a good strategy for the time.
And he already has the bailing there, so that's certainly a very viable thing, Valdez. More roaches being pumped out by both players. They're powering in, they're getting their battle units, as the Muslims would say. And there's the lurker cavern for Snoot. And the lurkers are insanely cost-effective in ZvZ if you pick the right engagements.
Yeah, and so far at the base of Hydra, he hasn't gotten any other tech. He's just making only roaches here.
Scouting bailing.
This is Bailing is going to scout everything. You are exactly right. And is Snoot going to be able to hold off this attack? He's got less. Well, actually, they are actually exactly even in terms of roaches, but more and more roaches coming across the map here for Hydra.
He's trying to hit before Hydralists come into play, but there are no Hydralists here for Snoot. Hydra coming up here, wrapping around, trying to take this engagement. Corrosive Files hitting the Ravagers of Hydra at the back here, actually. And with Snoot's reinforcements, it's looking like he may be able to hold here. There is a lot of units from Hydra, but the Norwegian Surf is going to deflect this.
The fantastic concave in defense here for Snoot. The Ravagers in the back landing their Corrosive Files, and he is going to thwart off the attack of Hydra.
Nice hold here from Snoot. Oh, taking a Corrosive File there on the Ravagers. Needs to be careful, doesn't lose too much. Hydra could be reinforcing this, and he is, but a lot of his units are very, very low here.
Yeah, Snoot on the chase for just a little bit, but those Ravagers so effective at zoning out the units and buying yourself time. And now what is the option here for Hydra? He's just making more and more roaches. He's trying to get the +2, but it's behind Snoot.
See, Hydra's plan there looked like he wanted to hit before there were Hydralists, before Lurkers came out. He wanted to try and go for a critical damage there. It would be very tough to kill Snoot, but critical damage, stopping him from getting those Hydralists out. Now, he hasn't been able to do that. He failed. This means that Snoot is going to have Hydralists with his army. An insane extra amount of DPS is about to fatten this, this Roach and Ravager ball of Snoot. Hydra going to get a 4th hatchery, Snoot as well.
Yeah, gonna be similar timings there, and a lot of these Hydras already being morphed into those Lurkers, 3 of them on the way. And Hydra really does need to identify that this is the switch here for Snoot.
Well, he's going to try and overwhelm with Roach numbers. Kind of pretty much what Snoot did in the game number 1. I'm going to just make more units and hopefully just, instead of having the tech units, just have more Roaches than you and overwhelm. Will that happen though?
Hydra trying to get the scout there on the 4th base, and he doesn't see it. So maybe he thinks that Snoot is overcommitting to the defense here, not trying to get an extra base.
Well, I mean, he saw the rocks go down. There might be a tell there. We're not too sure. We have Hydra taking the middle of the map here. He has the watchtower, and this is what you're talking about, Valdez. Centrifugal hooks on the way, 30 lings on the way. He's going to make a big ball of 8 lings.
This is going to happen once again, Maynard. I can't wait to see if Hydra's going to make this work a second time. This is such an interesting strategy, something that you just do not see very often.
He's a creative and very incredibly good Zerg Hydra is. He has the control, the macro, the hand speed, everything you need to make these crazy sort of late game decisions work. Both players completely maxed here. They are just minutes away from clashing.
Yeah, and Hydra now, he has secured this 4th base. Snoot does do a nice job of scouting this out.
Yeah, aware of that 4th. Sees that there, pays the ultimate price, does that overlord, but it gives Snoot the middle of the map. He has the high ground here, he has the watchtower. Hydra now coming up, and both armies are about to collide. The lurkers do drop now, and they're shooting their spines through the ground. A little bit of damage there, not the connection Snoot wanted. Corrosive File's obviously pretty good against lurkers as well.
Nice job by Hydra so far to snipe out a couple of those lurkers, and he's just gonna go around the lurkers. He's not gonna allow Snoot to get a fantastic position at the top of that ramp. He's trying to bring Snoot back and use the lurkers against him.
That's right, he's circumnavigating the lurkers here. Snoot flashing on the back, and Hydra breaking up some units. A huge ball of melee thrown through, and take out a lot of roaches. It looks like Snoot may have enough though. He's got a huge surround on Hydra's army, and is up his supply. 25 more roaches on the way for Snoot. He didn't die with a Baneling hit like a laser did. He is still holding on.
He's holding on here. He's got the better economy. The roaches of Snoot trying to come from behind, but he needs to group up. He can't be fighting with half of his army right now.
One lurker here is actually going to support very nicely against these units of Hydra.
Look at how much damage that lurker is doing. All of these units of Hydra. Hydra may have just gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, he definitely took
going to have the advantage.
A lot of unnecessary damage there from that lurker, and that goes to show, look at the resources lost there. Snoot ahead in the resources lost. Hydra definitely didn't have the favorable engagement, and that goes to show that one lurker is a small example of how good they can be when they catch your unit, the units of your enemy unawares. Snoot finally, he's aware of this 4th Hydra, now can try and attack.
Yeah, I love the Baneling idea out of Hydra, especially once you get to those maxed armies. The Banelings don't add any extra supply, so it's just such an interesting idea once the units of your opponents group up. Unfortunately, even though it worked out in that one fight, I think he overcommitted slightly, and that may lead to his demise.
And this is a nice run by Hydra. He could potentially get the hatchery here. Snoot not in position to be able to save it.
Yeah, looks like it. The hatchery is getting very low, and it is going to fall here in just a second.
There we go. Like, what? It does go down. Hydra does get that hatchery. That's a very nice pickoff. Cutting into the economy of Snoot. Very close in harvesters here. Very similar drone supply. And that means this kind of forces Snoot's hand. He needs to do damage, counter damage to Hydra.
Yeah, he's going to try to retake that 4th base at the same time. Hydra's got a fantastic position in the middle of the map. He has so much scouting information. He knows exactly where Snoot is, and Snoot's going to run into this army.
He does indeed. These lurkers are so important. They do burrow, and they're shooting their spines on Hydra's army. I don't think Hydra should stay here. The lurkers are actually doing a bit. Oh, never mind. A reinforcement of roaches on the ground. He has the concave at the bottom.
And the lurker's trying to get into a position here. Snoot coming from behind, getting that position. As you were saying, Snoot now on the chase, trying to get Hydra here.
I think he killed his own overseer, but it doesn't matter. He still has one left over. He's pressing forward to the fourth hatchery of Hydra. Here's a 20 supply army lead.
And there it is. He's pushing it in. These units are slowly fading for Hydra. Snoot, it looks like he may be able to take this game too.
It's looking like it, Valdez. The lurkers coming in clutch for the Norwegian Zerg. The 4th hatchery in trouble. Hydra cannot reinforce. GG. Snoot ties it up. What a piece.
This is now a series, Maynard.
We've got ourselves a series, Valdez.
Exactly. Snoot is not going down without a fight. Even though it is game 2, tying it up 1-1 will do wonders for his confidence in himself and for the fans in him as well. Hydra's got to be feeling the burn.
Yes, indeed. But these Koreans are known for their composure, not letting